Novak Djokovic is 38 and bidding for a 25th Slam title. He faces Carlos Alcaraz at the U.S. Open. Carlos Alcaraz, of Spain, reacts after defeating Yuri Lehecka of the Czech Republic during the quarterfinal round of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships, Tuesday, September 2, 2025, in New York. Kirsty Wigglesworth/AP. New York, AP. Novak Djokovic is 38 and trying to conquer a younger man's game as he heads into the U.S. Open semifinals on Friday. It's been 2 years since his most recent Grand Slam title, which, to him, must feel like an eternity. At this year's 3 other major tournaments, he exited in the semifinals, 2 after getting hurt, quitting at the Australian Open because of a torn hamstring and clearly limited at Wimbledon by an injured groin muscle. He hadn't competed anywhere since leaving the All England club in July until arriving at Flushing Meadows. Novak Djokovic faces Carlos Alcaraz next, possibly Jannik Sinner after that. Now Djokovic is back in the Final Four in New York, and there's a daunting road ahead. Next up is number 2 Carlos Alcaraz, who is 22. Win that, and a final on Sunday against number 1 Jannik Sinner, 23, could await if the defending champion beats Lorenzo Musetti in the quarterfinals and whoever his semifinal opponent is. After reaching a 53rd major semifinal and 14th at the U.S. Open by eliminating number 4 seed Taylor Fritz, 27, in 4 sets Tuesday night, Djokovic fiddled with his beard while pondering what's to come. "Well, it's not going to get easier, I'll tell you that," he said with a wry smile. "I'm going to try to take one day at a time. Really take care of my body. Try to relax and recover. The next couple of days is really key for me to really get my body in shape and ready to battle 5 sets if it's needed. I just would really love that." Djokovic has been to 37 Slam finals and won 24, but none at age 38. Djokovic already owns nearly every record of any significance in men's tennis, including 24 major championships, 37 major final appearances, and the most weeks at number 1 in the rankings. And so on. What's new for him is adjusting to contending at this age. "Normally, I like to play the big matches on a big stage. It's just that I'm not really sure how the body is going to feel in the next few days. But I'm going to do my very best with my team to be fit for that," Djokovic said. "There's going to be a lot of running involved, that's for sure. It's not going to be short points." Djokovic is 5-3 against U.S. Open semifinal opponent Alcaraz. He owns a 5-3 head-to-head mark against Alcaraz, who has won 5 Slam titles already and combined with Sinner to claim the last 7 and 9 of the past 12. Not to be forgotten, the other 3 in that span went to Djokovic, most recently at the 2023 U.S. Open. "I have another chance, another shot. Hopefully, I can be fit enough and play well enough to keep up with Carlos," Djokovic said. "Then it can be anybody's match." Djokovic won the 2 most recent meetings against the dynamic Alcaraz, in the Australian Open quarterfinals this January and in the gold medal final at the Paris Olympics last year. "I really want revenge," Alcaraz said. "That's obvious." Alcaraz reached the final at his past 7 tournaments, winning 5 titles. Alcaraz has been preposterously dominant over the past 1.5 weeks, not dropping a set in the tournament, and for much of 2025, leading the tour with 6 titles and a 59-6 record. Since April, he is 43-2, winning tournaments at Monte Carlo, Rome, Roland Garros, Queen's Club, and Cincinnati. The 2 losses came in finals at Barcelona, against Holger Rune, and Wimbledon, against Sinner. Djokovic knows what Alcaraz and Sinner have done lately. "We don't need to spend words about the 2 of them. We know that they are 2 best players in the world," said Djokovic, who lost to Sinner in the semi-finals of the French Open and Wimbledon. "Everybody is probably expecting and anticipating a U.S. Open final between the 2 of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people." And then Djokovic added, "I definitely am not going with a white flag on the court. We don't need to spend words about the 2 of them. We know that they are 2 best players in the world," said Djokovic, who lost to Sinner in the semi-finals of the French Open and Wimbledon. "Everybody is probably expecting and anticipating a U.S. Open final between the 2 of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people." And then Djokovic added, "I definitely am not going with a white flag on the court." We don't need to spend words about the two of them. We know that they are two best players in the world, said Djokovic, who lost to Sinner in the semi-finals of the French Open and Wimbledon. Everybody is probably expecting and anticipating a US Open final between the two of them. I'm going to try to mess up